Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to our shop. Hopefully you enjoy what we're doing here, and maybe along the way we can all learn stuff as we go through and try to rebuild some classic cars, and we all have a little bit of fun on the way. Hope you enjoy. Okay, I'm at the 57. I'm working on getting the um, instrument cluster out. First off, you have this piece here, and there's a screw right here. Takes that out. And then this piece also is screwed up, and it is put in with these type of screws, which take a clutch bit. Not a very common bit. But so the instrument panel has also got screws up here on each side, and then there's screws right up here on each side. And I thought, okay, well, that will get it loose, which I think it is actually loose. But the steering column, so this sits in the back of the steering column. So I believe the steering column's got to come out first. So let's start working on that part of it. We're at least able to slide back, maybe? I'm not sure. I have to take the steering column out anyway. On the back side of the instrument panel, on each side is 2 nuts, 3/8 bolts. They are on each side of the steering column. They're really tough to get to and tough to see. You can see right there is where the stud is for one that's coming through right there. So you take those nuts and they look like that there. Look like that there. They take a 3/8 socket, and I used a wobbler to get in there and some extensions. According to the service manual, you should be able to just pull this backwards and it comes out, but it is hooked in here on the steering column. And I'm going to be replacing this steering column completely anyway, but I believe that this needs to come out to get the instrument cluster out. So this is going to take a 3/4 inch nut right here. I'm going to grab me a impact. This didn't have a return on the. There should have been a return on here, but I don't see that there is one. There's some screws right down in here. I think we need to get them out of there to see what we got going on, but we need to take this whole assembly apart. Not really sure we need to take this off, but we could. But we have, so there's a screw right there. And if you move this the other way, there's one right there. Then there's one over there, and I bet you there's a third. But I think we need to take this whole turn signal mechanism out to get to all that, which I believe is just held in by this pivot, where it pivots right here, this big flat-headed screw right there. So let's take that out, see what that does. Well, I think we need to take that screw out there for the actual turn signal lever. That'll never work again. By the time I get done messing with it, I'll be like, yeah, well, I'm never working again. This clip goes around this in two places, and there's a little pin behind there. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to work that off of there. Come on, there we go. There we go. Well, that plastic piece, you know that's going to get lost. And yes, we need to pull this off. And I only got 2 screws to work on it. So what I'm doing is I'm tightening it up. And then I take the hammer. There it goes. Okay, and then there's a spring. This piece comes out. The 3 screws in here. You'd be able to just take these things off and this thing would come right out. But sure ain't wanting to. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, well obviously that's got to unplug somewhere. Well, this is just to take a panel off. How crazy is that? Okay. This has got to be hooked in somehow, right? If I was smart, I'd be reading the directions on how to do this.
Take that pin out, maybe that'll release it from that rod.
Looks to me like a roll pin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
You thinking that's holding that in there?
Yep.
It could be.
I think so.
Yep. Exactly what was holding that in there. Well, that's a lot of work just to get an instrument cluster out.
Yeah.
Yay.
We don't tell you all that.
No. All right, now to unhook everything, start with pulling these bulbs out, I think. There we go. There we go. There we go. Gas gauge stuff. Yeah, and the temperature gauge. And there it is out. These wires went to the temperature gauge. This wire's here went to the fuel gauge. And then there's just a bunch of lights and the screwdriver, or the speedometer.
Yeah. Now these come out. Do these come out of there?
Oh yeah,
Probably
you got to
do.
take it loose here.
Yeah.
All these will come out.
Yeah. We need them.
Look at the.
There you go.
We need these all out.
Yeah, because we're going to paint that.
I thought we were putting a chrome one in.
Maybe so. I'm not sure which part. Painted and which part you wanted to chrome.
I don't know. I'm not the boss on that. Somebody else is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is how to get that instrument panel out of there without taking the steering column out. That's taking the steering column completely apart. We really need to take the steering column out anyway, because we're going to take and lift this body off this frame.
Yeah.
So there's some things to fix on that.
Yeah.
But right now we're just trying to get everything so we can paint it. We're going to have to change every one of them bulbs because I'm pretty sure this is a 6-volt system.
Yep. I'm sure.
But the wiring looks really good in there.
Yeah.
How are we going to know which bulbs go to which? Because I surely don't know.
You go.
Luckily, we have a wiring diagram in our service manual.
Yeah. All the different color wires.
And believe me, the service manual gets you halfway to get the or the instrument panel out, because they did not talk about how to take that steering apart. But we really kind of want to leave that steering column in there at the moment because we want to take it to get this headliner put in.
Yeah. She's got to decide what.
I know she wants this here to be chrome.
Okay.
And I don't know what she wants to do with that. If she wants to paint that white, if she wants to paint it. I know she don't want it the color it is. It's either going to be white or it's going to be blue, or it's going to be chrome.
Yeah.
And the steering column we're going to put in here is going to be chrome. And the reason I want to replace the steering column is because I want to have a collapsible one in case it's ever in an accident.
Yeah. Well, is there a piece in there that would be chrome that we can put in there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because this doesn't come out. This is all
right. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. Next, we got to figure out how to get the clock out, the radio out.
Yeah.
This emblem off. That's
probably not going to be as difficult as what we just tackled.
Probably not. All right. So that's how you get the instrument cluster out.
Yeah.
Of 57 Chevy.
Oh.
Okay. Got the doors off the 57. Getting ready to remove this chrome piece here. We're going to be painting this dash and stuff. So I wasn't sure how this came off. So I got into the book on it. And you look over there, there's an access panel. And you unbolt that access panel, or unscrew it. You have these nuts that hold it on. You see where it comes up the car. Here we go. If I turn it this way, you can see it better. So you can see where it comes up the side of the car. And there's 4 of them complete. And then these right here are clips that come through that hold it on. So really, once you get this done, you should be able to just start working it back. And what I was really surprised on these cars is There's no inner fender well. I mean, that's the tire. That's crazy. I thought, well, did the guy take them out? But no, there's never been one in there. I just found that to be kind of crazy, but okay, so I have this all loose on the inside, and how I did that on the other side is I just took these, went on each side, and just started popping them out. You don't want to get too aggressive because you don't want to bend it. Which they were going pretty good till I got right to this spot. There we go. You just kind of work your way back. But don't get too aggressive so you don't bend the actual there you go. It is off of there. These are the little nuts that are on there. And I take and I put them right back on here so that you don't lose the nuts themselves. Another trivial thing, these hinges, these door hinges, if you look, they were actually open when they painted the car at the factory. Now I'm going to have them just kind of like that there. Not completely open, not completely closed, so that I can spray inside here because I want that to be covered. Okay. Got the dash and the jams done on this 57. This color is a candy teal color, but look at that, just change. I don't know if that's even going to pick it up, but my word, that's just beautiful. It's a little bit darker because this is the original color of the car. See if I can get it to do it on this side better. Like the color changes almost like I'm thinking it must have color code. I know it's a candy paint that we're painting this in, but it lightens up a lot in the light. That's just crazy. This is the same paint here. It's going to be a darker teal, but I kind of like it. And then with that white, that pearl white, this should just really stand out. Because that white, I'm hoping the white has kind of that same type of effect with the deep pearls in it. So this was Restoration Shop urethane base coat, teal green metallic is what they're calling it. It I'm trying to think if I put 3 base coats down. I put 2 coats of base coat that were mixed with clear, and then 2 shots of clear over top of that on the dash. I did not put that much paint on the jams. The jams just got the 4 shots of base, and then 2 coats with the color, with the clear mixed in with it. But it doesn't really matter if those shine as well as what the dash and stuff that people are going to see more of. Well, in all the excitement of painting that dash, I forgot to paint the actual glove box door. Now, I've made this piece out of bungee cord so that it can fit in here and not touch the rest of it. And I'm hoping that I can just kind of spin it and paint it. I got to paint both sides. So let's hope that works. All right, well, that's up there waiting for the next coat. I'm going to wrap this video up. I did want to explain this paint was mixed 2-to-1, and I sprayed it with the HTE Black Widow base coat, and clear coat was sprayed with the same gun. Pressure was set. This is what I use for my pressure gauge right there. That'll give you an idea of what it was set at. About 25. I'm going to finish painting this, shoot some clear on top of it, and for now, you all have a good day.